All right, Bears fans, let's dive into the latest updates on the team as we look ahead to what could be a crucial stretch of the season. The big question on everyone's mind right now revolves around Aaron Rodgers and his ability to take the field. He's been dealing with a wrist injury, and while pain tolerance isn't the primary concern, safety certainly is. The coaching staff and medical team are weighing whether protective gear can allow him to play effectively without risking further damage. A fracture, even a minor one, comes with a risk of worsening if not properly supported, potentially sidelining him for a longer period or even necessitating surgery, which would throw a major wrench into the Steelers' plans. Rodgers himself has expressed his desire to play, making it clear he's motivated, but ultimately it will come down to whether he can function fully at the quarterback position while being protected adequately. Catching snaps, gripping the football, and executing plays under pressure are all critical elements that the team must consider, especially when determining whether to limit or adjust his role during the game. Rodgers has discussed how taking snaps under center might be more challenging than catching them in the shotgun formation, and using the pistol formation as a workaround has been an option in the past. It's likely the Steelers' play calling will reflect a careful balance between protecting their star quarterback and maintaining offensive efficiency. If Rodgers cannot take snaps under center at all, the team may consider holding him out, but the goal remains to allow him to perform in some capacity. The Bears, in turn, are preparing as if Rodgers will be fully available, understanding that facing him at Soldier Field brings its own set of challenges. Past experiences against top quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson and Tyler Huntley provide context for how the Bears approach situations when a starter is limited or replaced, likely resulting in a simplified version of the opposing offense rather than a complete strategic overhaul. Beyond Rodgers, attention is turning to other key players as the Bears manage injuries and practice windows. Jalen Johnson, the cornerback, has shown signs of nearing a return after some rehab work, though caution is advised to ensure he is fully ready before seeing game action. The team must weigh whether to use him on a snap count initially or hold him out to avoid re-aggravating any injury. Similarly, Kyler Gordon's practice window has just been activated, which signals progress but still raises questions about his immediate availability. When both of these players return, the Bears will have a robust secondary featuring a mix of talent that allows for various defensive configurations. This includes the ability to rotate corners and defensive backs in creative ways, potentially employing dime packages and utilizing players like C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Kevin Byard, and Jaquan Brisker effectively. Maintaining full health across the secondary provides flexibility for defensive schemes and strengthens coverage against both the pass and the run, which could be pivotal in upcoming matchups. On the broader injury front, several other Bears players have been limited in practice due to various concerns. Drew Dolman is dealing with a knee issue, while DeAndre Swift has faced hip and groin limitations. Travis Homer and Darnell Wright have been monitored for hamstring, knee, and pectoral issues respectively, with Wright managing an ongoing elbow concern. Tyreek Stevenson's hip and calf injuries are also under observation, particularly after a significant collision in the last game. Monitoring these players' recovery and practice participation is critical, as the coaching staff seeks to ensure that when they do step back onto the field, they can perform at a high level without risking further injury. Linebacker depth has also been a point of focus, particularly with T.J. Edwards, Tmaine Edmonds, and Noah Sue dealing with injuries. The signing of Jalen Reeves-Mabbin from the practice squad appears to address both special teams' needs and potential linebacker support in light of these absences. Ensuring coverage and rotational depth at linebacker is vital for sustaining defensive effectiveness, especially in a season where every matchup can have playoff implications. The Bears' ability to manage snap counts, reintegrate returning players, and adjust game plans based on practice availability will play a critical role in navigating the next series of games. With the offensive and defensive units facing a combination of injuries, recovery, and strategic adjustments, coaches must be proactive and adaptable. Practice reports, participation levels, and the medical evaluations of each player will guide decisions that balance immediate competitiveness with long-term player health. The secondary, in particular, stands to benefit significantly if both Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon return fully, creating a defensive backfield capable of matching up effectively against a variety of offensive schemes. Integrating these players into rotations with Gardner-Johnson, Bayer, and Brisker will require careful planning, particularly to avoid overloading any single player and to maintain freshness throughout the game. The linebacker situation, meanwhile, requires similar attention, as Edwards and Edmonds' availability will dictate how the front seven aligns, who participates in rotational packages, and which players are tasked with specific coverage responsibilities. With Reeves-Mabbin now added to the roster, the team gains a versatile option to help plug gaps and contribute on special teams, mitigating some of the immediate concerns about depth. The Bears' medical and coaching staff will need to carefully evaluate in practice who is ready to take on full responsibilities and who might need a limited role initially. Snap counts, rotations, and in-game adjustments will be key tools to maximize both performance and safety. The overarching strategy appears to balance maintaining competitive intensity with prudent management of players' health, ensuring that when key matchups arrive, the team can field its best possible lineup without jeopardizing long-term availability. In practice, that means observing participation, tracking recovery, and making proactive adjustments as the week unfolds. The combination of offensive planning, defensive adjustments, and injury management paints a complex picture, with decisions about Rodgers, Johnson, Gordon, and others all interwoven into the preparation for upcoming contests. Every day of practice and every evaluation informs not just the immediate game plan, but the broader trajectory of the season. Balancing these considerations, Bears fans can anticipate a dynamic week as players return, injuries are monitored, and coaches fine-tune strategies. The return of Johnson and Gordon, the integration of Reeves-Mabbin, and the ongoing recovery of other key contributors all create a scenario where preparation, adaptability, and strategic planning will be at the forefront. Monitoring how each player responds in practice, understanding their functional capabilities, and adjusting snap counts accordingly will shape the team's readiness. These developments highlight the complexity of roster management, where even minor injuries can ripple through the lineup and require nuanced adjustments to maintain both competitive edge and player safety. As the week progresses, fans can expect updates on participation, positional rotations, and potential game day roles, all informed by the careful assessments of the coaching and medical staff. The interplay between returning players and those managing injuries will be critical, particularly in determining defensive alignment, depth chart decisions, and special teams contributions. Ultimately, this period of evaluation and preparation sets the stage for the Bears to approach upcoming matchups with both tactical awareness and consideration for long-term player health. Coaches are analyzing who can participate fully, who requires limitation, and how to integrate returning talent without disrupting overall team performance, creating a week of careful balancing and strategic planning that will influence game day, readiness, and execution. All right, picking up where we left off, Bears fans, let's continue breaking down all the moving pieces as we look toward the next game and the rest of the season. Beyond the big names, it's important to consider how the offensive side of the ball is shaping up, especially with injuries and limited participation affecting key skill players. DeAndre Swift has had a history of hip and groin limitations, which has impacted his practice reps early in the week. While he's shown flashes of his elite ability, the coaching staff will have to monitor him closely to ensure that he's ready to perform at a high level when called upon. Travis Homer, dealing with hamstring and knee issues, and Darnell Wright, managing pectoral and elbow injuries, further illustrate the depth challenges and the need for careful snap management. The team's ability to balance workloads while maximizing effectiveness in critical situations will be central to sustaining offensive efficiency. Offensive line continuity will also be tested, particularly with players like Wright handling lingering injuries. Ensuring that the line operates cohesively, especially against formidable defensive fronts, is vital to both the running game and pass protection. The Bears will likely adjust game plans to accommodate any limitations, whether that involves shifting responsibilities, adjusting protection schemes, or altering the types of runs and pass concepts they deploy. Tyreek Stevenson, dealing with hip and calf injuries, is another player whose participation will impact the team's defensive and special teams rotations. His availability could influence how the Bears manage coverage assignments, particularly against speed threats in the opposing backfield or on special teams. The dynamic between returning players like Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon and those managing limitations will shape the defensive schemes and game plans in meaningful ways. Defensive coordinator Dennis Allen now has a toolbox that includes multiple potential starting caliber players in the secondary, which allows for creative matchups and rotations. The possibility of employing dime packages with 6 defensive backs on the field creates flexibility for covering multiple receivers and adjusting to spread formations while also maintaining run support with versatile players like Gardner Johnson and Bayer. The linebacker core, meanwhile, presents both challenges and opportunities. T.J. Edwards' ongoing hand and hamstring issues, Tremaine Edmunds' groin limitation, and Noah Sue's elbow concern create gaps that must be filled thoughtfully. Jalen Reeves-Mabbin's addition offers immediate depth and potential special teams contributions, but integrating him into defensive snaps will require careful planning. Rotational strategies, snap counts, and situational packages will likely be employed to both protect returning starters and maintain a competitive edge in key defensive scenarios. With multiple practice windows just opening, the Bears have to be strategic about when to push returning players versus when to hold them back to ensure full readiness. These decisions carry weight not just for the upcoming game, but for maintaining consistency and effectiveness over the course of the season. On the quarterback front, Aaron Rodgers' situation is pivotal for the Steelers' offense, and by extension, the Bears' defensive preparation. If Rodgers is able to take the field, his wrist injury will dictate certain modifications in play calling and offensive strategy, likely reducing the riskier under-center snaps while utilizing formations that maximize his comfort and effectiveness. The Bears' game plan must account for both scenarios: Rodgers playing and fully capable, and Rodgers limited or replaced, requiring a flexible approach that can adapt to in-game developments. This level of preparation speaks to the broader strategic complexity of football at this stage of the season, where each decision has ripple effects across multiple phases of the game. The Bears' defensive staff will have to continuously evaluate matchups, adjust coverage responsibilities, and communicate effectively across the secondary and linebackers to respond to Rodgers or Mason Rudolph if he enters the game. The interplay between the returning secondary, the limited linebackers, and the defensive line creates a layered chess match, requiring precise communication and situational awareness. Injury management extends beyond practice participation. It includes evaluating players' functional readiness, understanding how limitations may impact their technique and reaction times, and adjusting strategies accordingly. Kyler Gordon's and Jalen Johnson's potential return adds a new layer of complexity and opportunity, allowing the Bears to implement a more aggressive or versatile secondary look depending on the opponent's offensive tendencies. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL rumor mill is swirling with one of the most shocking whispers in recent memory. Odell Beckham Jr., the electrifying wide receiver known for jaw-dropping catches and headline-grabbing plays, may be heading to the Chicago Bears. The mere idea has sent fans and analysts into a frenzy, sparking debates across social media and sports talk shows. Could this be the move that reshapes the Bears' offense? Or is it just another sensational story destined to fade into the ether? Sources close to the league suggest that talks have been quietly underway, though nothing has been officially confirmed. Chicago, a city hungry for excitement and long-starved of flashy offensive talent, would seem like the perfect stage for Beckham's next act. Fans are already imagining the possibilities. Beckham streaking down the sidelines at Soldier Field, connecting with a quarterback eager to make big plays, igniting a fan base that thrives on hope and dramatic moments. The reaction online has been electric, to say the least. Some Bears supporters are in utter disbelief, questioning whether a player of Beckham's caliber would really consider a team that has struggled to find consistency in recent years. Others are already daydreaming about highlight reels and the potential boost to ticket sales and merchandise. Across the league, rival fans are tuning in with a mix of envy and skepticism, trying to decipher whether this is a strategic masterstroke or just another overhyped rumor. Analysts are dissecting every angle: the fit within Chicago's offensive scheme, Beckham's injury history, and the potential impact on team chemistry. Could this move signal a bold new era for the Bears, or is it merely a tantalizing story designed to keep fans engaged? One thing is certain: wherever Beckham lands, his presence commands attention. For now, the whispers continue to grow louder, echoing in locker rooms, sports bars, and living rooms alike. The NFL world waits with bated breath, imagining the spectacle of Beckham in a new uniform, and Chicago fans are caught in a whirlwind of hope, disbelief, and excitement. Whether this will be the blockbuster signing that transforms the team or just another footnote in the annals of NFL rumors remains to be seen. But the buzz alone has already captured the imagination of an entire city. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.